Well, coming soon to your smartphone and Indiana casinos, sports gambling. A new law goes into effect in a few weeks, and the state is betting on a huge payout for Indiana's economy. Bill Benner is here next with what to expect. Well, as we go inside Indiana sports gambling, legal sports gambling, is about to become reality in Indiana. This week, our Bill Benner sat down with State Senator Mark Messmer, who championed the sports wagering bill, to get details.
Well, thanks, Gary, and we are joined by Senator Mark Messmer of Jasper, Indiana, and he was the co-author of a sports wagering bill signed into law by Governor Holcomb. And as of July 1st, casinos and racinos and satellite sporting places around the state can begin to apply for licenses, and away we go. In general, Senator, what does this bill entail?
Well, the crux of the bill is it would allow sports wagering by participants 21 and older. And you can either bet in person at a casino or racino or off-track betting facility or on your mobile app. And the big debate during session was, do we include the mobile app or not? And several House members had serious concerns about, well, if we allow betting on sports, sports products on your phone, it'll be the nose under the camel's tent, and pretty soon we'll have video poker and everything else. And they're really two completely unrelated, issues. It took quite a bit of discussions with House leadership to put the sports betting back in. When I authored the bill on the Senate side, it started out as Senate Bill 552. We had the sports betting provisions in the bill. It got to public policy in the House, and the House chairman really, he was the one with the most discomfort about the mobile app, and he took it out. And I anticipated at some point in the House it would get put back in, either on the floor or in Ways and Means Committee. But it didn't, and so when we got to conference committee, that was one of the big areas of negotiation we had to settle out on, and worked with Representative Houston on that closely. And he and Representative Lehman were the two primary people on the House side that I worked with. But at the end of the day, they agreed to put the sports betting back into the bill during conference committee. And the other major provisions of that, all of the casinos, can choose to register their companies as a vendor for sports betting or not. I would anticipate they all would. And then they can, the casinos can work. They can either take the risk of the sports bets themselves, or they can hire a company like Bet365. There's companies out there that just do sports betting across the world, and they can contract with them to take the risk, or they can take the risk themselves. Companies like Caesars, Penn National, Eldorado, they're big enough to handle the risk on the bets themselves. But other companies, the smaller casinos like French Lick or Boyd Gaming or some of the other ones, that they'll probably choose to partner with a third-party provider for that.
This cleared by the Supreme Court with a ruling in May of 2018. And Indiana, not the first. I mean, other states now have. I think Indiana is now the 10th state to legalize.
Prior to that, you had New Jersey and Nevada were the two, and then New Jersey was the state that really pushed, to lift the prohibition on, because they couldn't change any of the rules to sports betting, and that was the eventual federal that got repealed that said you can make no more changes to your sports betting laws, and that got ruled unconstitutional. And so New Jersey was the one that pushed it. And then since then, we've had, I think, eight other states this year that have joined on and legalized sports.
Mark, I know you talked to the NCAA, the Indianapolis-based NCAA. They've always been very concerned about wagering on college sports. But
we've got some provisions in there that allow
safeguards
to deal with their concerns. Right. And all of the bets that a casino operator wants to include in their betting portfolio have to be approved by the Gaming Commission. And as part of that review process, if the NCAA or the professional leagues want to come in and weigh in with the commission and say why a particular bet might be too risky, the Gaming Commission has complete authority to approve or disapprove any type of bet that might be risky or susceptible to fraud. And we also, with our geofencing, which we really needed to have included to keep the bets confined to within the state of Indiana, that geofencing also would allow the NCAA to petition to actually block the betting within their college stadiums if they want.
And quickly, as we wrap up, we anticipate you'll be able to place a legitimate legal bet in Indiana by...
The goal is to have it ready by the kickoff of the NFL season in September. No guarantees, but that they're working hard to get those folks enrolled and get the rules and everything promulgated and be ready to go, hopefully by the early September.
All right. Well, State Senator Mark Messmer from Jasper, thanks for joining us.
My pleasure.
And it's a new day here in Indiana. Thanks for coming on.